I want to stay on this topic, though, of, how do you go about hiring an agent in this market when it seems like the market is so competitive? If you're going to put your home on the market, if your home is in reasonably good condition and it's priced reasonably well, at least for right now, it seems like it's going to sell, and it's going to sell pretty quickly. So how do we go about this process of choosing who to hire? How do we evaluate individual value propositions? It's a really interesting question. And I understand that it's a bit of a precarious conversation for me because obviously I sell real estate. But I'm going to give you as best I can, my unbiased opinion on how to approach this process. We'll start with the seller side. Although it's interesting because many people out there do not interview buyer agents. They just end up working with the first person that has a pulse and reasonable knowledge of a market and are responsive to their requests. Obviously, I think that you should be asking some more pointed questions so you can gain a better understanding of what you should be receiving in the form of service and value and the expectations that come along with that. And are they being held accountable to those expectations? My God, we haven't even talked about accountability, which is almost completely, it's just not there. There's hardly any of it, not just between clients and agents, but, agents to agents. Our industry doesn't do a great job of policing it, quite honestly. So not to say that it's the Wild West out there, but there's a lot that I think should go into the decision-making process of which agent to hire. And so when we talk about something like marketing as an example, could I, without doing everything that we do from a marketing perspective, because what we do is vast. I don't have time to tell you, nor would I ever tell you on air everything that we do from a marketing perspective. We would have to have an off-air conversation about that because there are plenty of agents that listen to this program. I'm not about to give away the secret sauce, but let's just play out a scenario or two. Let's just say, without doing all of the extra stuff that I do, I put a home on the MLS with professional photography. And that's it. I put a sign in the yard. That's it. Those are the two things that I do. Once it goes in the MLS, it is automatically syndicated to every single real estate agent's website, every single real estate brokerage's website, Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, Redfin, and thousands of other websites. That happens automatically once the property goes into the MLS. So from an agent's perspective, if I price the home correctly and the home is in good condition and the seller has spent some time preparing the home for sale, cleaning things up, polishing it up, do we have a chance at selling the property, especially in a market like this? Yes, absolutely. Let's be real, okay? There are more buyers than there are sellers, although that is starting to change a little bit. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So can you get your home under contract and can you get it sold? Well, the answer is yes. I don't think we need to necessarily question the ability for you to sell your home because, in my opinion, the question shouldn't be, can I sell it or will it not sell if we're doing bare bones marketing? I think the answer right now is that it's going to sell. The question is, how much money can you make in going with option A versus option B? Are you taking time to compare the two? So when we sit down with somebody and we're talking about their goals and we're listening, imagine that, not just presenting, but we're listening, we're offering solutions. We have a variety of ways of going about that process. If they don't want all the bells and whistles, well, then we have a reduced commission marketing plan. Our standard marketing plan for the standard commission, I guarantee you, is more than what other people in this market are doing. And we have another plan that goes so far and far beyond. I have not sold a home with that particular commission plan in the past, I think, 3 years. That for the folks that have chosen that marketing plan, because now we're starting to get into severe analytics and predictive algorithms that tell us who we believe would be interested in buying your home. So let me explain that just a little bit further. What most agents do is reactive in nature, right? They put it in the MLS. They hope other agents that are working with buyers show the home. That happens more often than the agent representing the property also finding the buyer themselves. There's 8,000 of them and one of me. So that's obviously the most likely outcome. Of course, we should be marketing to agents as well, not just assuming that they're communicating with their buyer clients, because we already know agents aren't great at communication. But when we talk about proactive marketing, when we talk about the ability for me to walk into a property and say, I think this is the type of buyer that would be interested in a home like this. And because this particular type of buyer would be interested in it, I have the ability through a partnership that I did with a company based out of California a few years ago to say, all right, well, if we're trying to target, let's say we're trying to target a buyer that has a family that's moving to the area. Well, we already know that we can, kind of whittle things down demographically to figure out who would have school-age children that make the kind of money that they need to make in order to afford a home like this. So that's kind of step one is let's take all the people in the world and let's kind of whittle it down to the people that fit that demographic, that bubble. And then within that bigger bubble, who's been searching for real estate in the Charleston area? Who has already expressed intent to buy something in this area over the past 6 months? We don't want to just focus on every single person in the world that's got kids, right? They need to be making a concerted effort to look at property in Charleston. So that's stage two, but we don't stop there. We won't stop there. We take it one step further and we say, among all of those people that have searched for real estate in Charleston, who is displaying online behavior that leads us to believe they're getting ready to make a move? Who has researched moving companies? Who has researched schools in the area in which the search originated from a different zip code? There are all these different triggers that happen when people start to really put forth the effort to prepare for a move. And because everything we do online is tracked and then sold to marketing companies, it's already happening. It's been happening for years. It's just that we now have the ability to apply that to real estate. And so it begs the question, does it make sense to just go bare bones, put it in the MLS and not pay as much in commission? Or does it make sense to have somebody really turn up the heat from a marketing perspective, proactively identify people, and ultimately, and this is the goal, create urgency. When you create urgency, that is what gets people to fight over a property, and that's when someone, hopefully, makes an emotional reaction or decision to say, this is my third multiple offer situation. I am sick of this. You know what? Offer them this. That should be enough to get it done, and it's a significant amount above asking price. Now, will they maybe have some buyer remorse? Maybe. Is that my problem as a listing agent, someone representing a seller and their bottom line? Not really, so long as they're protected contractually. And so I guess the point I'm trying to make is the agent that you hire should have the ability, in my opinion, to offer more than just a one-size-fits-all solution. What you should be looking for is the person that can listen to your needs and understand your goals and be as committed to those goals as you are, and then have the experience, have the tools, the systems, the processes, the ability, and the track record to accomplish that for you. So quite honestly, it's a little bit of a trick question. Should you go for the low-cost, low-effort broker, or should you go for the higher-cost, maximum-effort broker? They both, in this market, in my opinion, can produce results, but your level of interaction with that agent and ultimately the experience that you have and the money that you put in your pocket is going to be different. Low cost, low effort versus, I'm just going to say standard cost, because we're doing so much more now than we were before just for our standard commission to earn people's business, because there's so many agents out there that have brothers and cousins and friends and aunts and uncles or whatever that are now selling real estate. But those are the types of things that I want you to be thinking about as you approach this process of selling your home is what's most important to me, and then interview agents, please, please, please interview agents. Ask them tough questions. There are a lot of agents that are assuming the sale, and as a result of that, not that assuming the sale in and of itself as a tactic is necessarily a bad thing if they've got the experience and the confidence to be able to deliver results. But what I'm saying is they're taking the business for granted. All they need from you is to sign on the dotted line to give them a listing, and then the listing's going to sell itself. And then you, as the client, end up having a lackluster experience, which means that you're not going to work with that real estate agent again, which is interesting because if you look at stats, the overwhelming majority of people do not use the same agent twice. Why is that? So do a good job of hiring people, slow to hire, quick to fire. Hold them accountable. Make sure that your agreement has accountability measures in it. Like as an example, when people hire me, I have an easy exit guarantee in my agreement. It says, if at any point in time you feel like I am not doing what I said I was going to do, if I just came here and gave you a nice presentation and I'm not actually going to put in the effort to do what I presented to you, you have the right to fire me. No questions asked. People want that kind of accountability because I think ultimately people want to trust their real estate agent. This is a big deal. It's a lot of money. But there is no trust without accountability. And that's, I think, the part that a lot of agents lack because they just assume that you're going to deal with their sophomoric behavior or their amateur hour approach to selling property, i.e. letting the market sell itself. Again, that is an option and it can work. The question is that the right option for you? So if you'd like more information on that, if you want to learn more about our marketing incentives, some of the different things we do, whether it be a 2.4% commission or it be, free moving if you're selling and buying a home here locally, or there's a bunch of other ones there as well that we offer, depending upon your situation. We try and make things affordable and ultimately the best return on your time and investment possible when hiring a real estate agent. So if that's something I can help you with, please give me a call. Let's chat about it. Call or text. The number is 843-400-8009. That's 843-400-8009. Or check us out online, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. And you can always send an email to me as well, brian@brianbeattyteam.com. Stick around for the last few minutes of the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Visit Brian Beatty's website at listingsincharleston.com. The Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues next on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.